Okay, quick question before we even say hello. If I told you it's raining cats and dogs outside, would you go grab an umbrella or would you go grab a leash?
I mean, honestly, the first time I heard that phrase as a kid, I looked out the window for actual falling animals.
Right? That's the hook for today's episode. English is full of these completely bizarre phrases that make zero literal sense, and yet we use them constantly without even thinking twice. Welcome back to Wordplay. I'm Jade.
And I'm Maya, and today we are diving headfirst into the wild, wonderful world of idioms, where they come from, why they exist, and how to actually use them like a native speaker.
Diving head first. See, you just did one.
I did, didn't I? Okay, so let's actually define this for anyone who's like, wait, what exactly is an idiom?
So an idiom is basically a phrase where the words together mean something totally different from what each word means on its own, like break the ice. Nobody's smashing actual ice cubes.
Right, it means to ease tension in an awkward or new situation, like when you meet someone new and you crack a joke to get the conversation flowing.
Exactly, and that's what makes idioms so tricky for language learners. You can know every single word in the sentence and still have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Oh, 100%. I remember teaching English abroad, and someone asked me why we say it's raining cats and dogs, and I genuinely didn't know. I just knew what it meant.
Okay, so let's get into some of the actual origins, because some of these have really fun backstories. Let's start with that one, raining cats and dogs.
So there are a few theories floating around. One popular one traces back to 17th century England when drainage systems were pretty rough. During heavy storms, dead animals, stray cats, dogs, would sometimes get swept up and appear in the flooded streets, making it look like they'd fallen from the sky.
Oh, that's dark.
It's a little dark, but it stuck, and now it just means it's raining really, really hard.
Okay, my turn. Let's talk about spill the beans, meaning to reveal a secret.
I love this one.
So the story goes back to ancient Greece, where some voting systems used beans. You'd drop a white bean or black bean into a jar to vote yes or no secretly. If someone knocked over the jar, all the beans would spill out and the secret vote would be revealed early.
That's such a satisfying origin story, honestly.
Right? It actually makes sense once you know it. Okay, your turn. Give me another one.
Let's do bite the bullet, meaning to force yourself to do something difficult or unpleasant.
Ooh, I've always wondered about that one.
So this one goes back to old battlefield medicine, before anesthesia was really a thing. Wounded soldiers would literally bite down on a bullet during surgery to help cope with the pain and keep from screaming or moving.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so now it just means like, okay, I've been putting off this dentist appointment for months. I need to just bite the bullet and go.
That's a great modern example, actually, because that's the thing about idioms. They get completely disconnected from their gruesome or weird origins and just become totally casual everyday language.
Totally. Nobody's thinking about battlefield surgery when they say it.
Okay, let's shift gears a little and talk about idioms from other languages, because I think this is where it gets really fun. Every culture has its own weird sayings.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so in German, instead of saying something is not a big deal, they sometimes say nicht mein Bier, which literally translates to not my beer.
Meaning, not my problem.
Exactly. Basically, not my business.
That's so good. Okay, in French, there's one that always makes me laugh. Avoir le cafard, which literally means to have the cockroach.
Wait, what does that even mean?
It means to feel down or depressed, like the cockroach is just sitting there in your mood, bugging you.
That's amazing and slightly horrifying.
Right? Meanwhile, in Spanish, there's estar como una cabra, literally to beat like a goat, which means someone's acting a little crazy or eccentric.
Okay, and one of my personal favorites is from Japanese, neko ni koban, which literally translates to gold coins to a cat.
What's that mean?
It's basically their version of casting pearls before swine, giving something valuable to someone who won't appreciate it, like handing a cat a gold coin. The cat has no idea what to do with it.
I love that. It's the same core idea as an English idiom, but with a totally different image.
Right, and that's kind of the beautiful thing. A lot of cultures land on the same underlying wisdom, just with wildly different metaphors.
Okay, so let's bring it back to practical stuff, because I know some of our listeners are language learners or maybe just people who want to sound a little sharper in conversation. How do you actually learn to use idioms naturally instead of just memorizing a list?
Great question. So, my number one tip, don't try to learn idioms in isolation. Learn them in context, in a sentence, ideally from something you're already watching or reading.
Yes, because idioms are so tone and situation dependent. Like you wouldn't say bite the bullet in a super formal business email.
Right, exactly. There's a register to them. Some are casual, some are a little old-fashioned, some are regional.
That's a good point. Some idioms are very American, some are very British, like throw a spanner in the works, that's the British version.
And the American version is throw a wrench in the works, or throw a monkey wrench into things.
Same meaning, to mess something up or disrupt a plan, just different tools depending which side of the Atlantic you're on.
Very on brand for both countries, honestly.
Okay, second tip?
Second tip, don't overuse them. I think a lot of learners get excited once they learn a few idioms and they just start sprinkling them into every single sentence, and it actually sounds a little unnatural, even to native speakers.
That's so true. Native speakers use idioms, but pretty sparingly, and usually to make a specific point land or to add a little humor.
Right, it's seasoning, not the whole meal.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, before we wrap up, let's do a quick lightning round. I'll give the idiom, you give me the meaning. Super fast.
Let's go.
Under the weather.
Feeling sick.
Hit the sack.
Go to bed.
Once in a blue moon.
Something that rarely happens.
Costs an arm and a leg.
Very expensive.
Let the cat out of the bag.
Reveal a secret, kind of like spill the beans.
Ooh, good catch. Very similar idea. Okay, last one. The ball is in your court.
It's your turn to make the next move or decision.
Perfect score. Okay, so that's our whirlwind tour through idioms today.
Whirlwind, nice. Another one right at the end.
I couldn't resist. So if you're learning a language or you just want to sound a little more natural and colorful in everyday conversation, our advice? Collect idioms in context, pay attention to tone, and don't be afraid to ask a native speaker, wait, what does that actually mean? Because honestly, most of us don't know the origin stories either.
We definitely didn't until today.
Exactly. All right, that's it for this episode of Wordplay. If you enjoyed it, hit subscribe, leave us a review, and tell us your favorite idiom from your own language or culture. We would genuinely love to feature some listener submissions in a future episode.
Until next time, don't let anyone rain on your parade.
And don't take any wooden nickels. See you next time, everyone.
Bye, everyone.